Want to connect your Base44 app to any service, API, or database? Let me show you how. It's really simple. Now, to show the backend functions, I decided to create a simple task manager. And for that task manager, I want to be able to leave comments on my task. Those comments could be text, but I also want the ability for those comments to be GIFs. Now, while Base44 currently does not have a GIF generator, I can simply connect to GIPHY that does have a GIF generator via the backend functions. Adding backend functions is pretty easy. All you have to do is go to your workspace. There, you can go under Settings, and you will find App Settings. In the App Settings, you can find backend functions, and you can simply activate it. That's all you need to do to have it active. Since I want my backend to connect to GIPHY, I'm creating an API key with GIPHY. As you can see, I have to follow a few steps on the website, like selecting API, and then I just have to input a few descriptions. But once I do that, I'll have an API key that I can input into Base44. Since I have backend functions active, I can go to Base44 and simply prompt it to let it understand that I want to use that API key. Here you have kind of two choices. The first is to specifically request to enter an API key. But for me, I'm just explaining that I want to use GIFs from GIPHY, and Base44 will understand that it needs an API key for that. And since I have the backend functions active, it's going to request that I input that API key. Now that everything's in place, all I have to do is let Base44 do its thing. Now Base44 is basically going to be connected to GIPHY and allow me to receive GIFs from there based on what I want. The only thing really left to do is to test it out and show you how excited I am. Now that we're happy with what the GIF looks like in our app, we can go to the workspace and view our code under Code. In there, we'll find the Functions folder, and we can enter the GIPHY file. Looking at our code, we can see that we're sending three different things in the payload: the search query, the limit, which has a default value, and the offset, which also has a default value. We can also see that we have two different endpoints, which we send based on whether or not we have a search query. Let's test out the search endpoint. We can see exactly what we're sending in the URL. That's great. Now let's see exactly how we can test this function. We click the test function button at the bottom right of the screen. There, we have to do the payload. The only thing we want to send for this test is the search query. Keep in mind that Base44 already takes care of all of the authentication, which is why this is the only thing we need. Now we have the result, and you can even take this URL to see which GIF we got. It's as easy as that. Thanks for watching.